All right, this is Mr. Wilder. We're working on, I'm just do a little update on some of the stuff that we've been working on the crystal batteries. This is the 4th video in the series. And we've got the crystal batteries that you've seen in the first video. These are just, for those who don't know, I'm losing my connection here now. For those who don't know, these were made with the borax, alum, potassium chloride, and Epsom salts. We combined them all three, and we just used aluminum and copper, so we're only getting about a half a volt per cell. But as you can see on the meter, take a reading. This was just a crappy little experiment to do. So we're getting about 2.8 volts there. Still, this has been running. We haven't done anything to this since the 2nd of April. So it just keeps burning that light. That's all it does. It's the only load it's got. All right, then there's also these batteries that we introduced in, I think, 3. And this is still running. It's been running since, I don't know if you can see the blinking or not. Is it showing up? Well, these lights are blinking just barely, but it seems to be dropping in voltage over time. We tried sealing it up with like a bathroom caulk sealer. And this uses the magnesium core with a copper end cap. It's just an end cap for copper pipe. And then we use the same solution that we used in this, 4 elements in that. And right now, let's see what it's putting out. It's got about 1.8, I got it back. 1.8 volts on it. And normally we can get, so I would say these cells are drying out, even though I cooked these, like, and these is done like Laser Saver, if you're familiar with his cells. You can go to his site, Laser Saver, which is channel name. His site has the formula on how to make these. And I cooked them the same way he said to do them, but I'm not getting as much out of them as he did. I don't know why. All right, then we got this cell that we just made with a root beer can, and it's completely dried out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to activate them. But this one right now probably has nothing on it. And you've got to remember that the aluminum is your negative, and the copper is your positive, and I'm getting virtually nothing out of this. And if I drop some water in here, I'm just going to put just a little bit of water, not a whole lot. Just enough to get it talking. I'm trying to use a straw to measure the volume. All right, and that water's flowing through there, and I bet you anything, it's got perfect on it. We're live here, so who knows what's going to go wrong. I'm still not getting it. Maybe I'm not getting it. And it could be there's too much corrosion on the copper. You can see how the copper's corroded green. And I'll point that out because there's something we're doing on these new ones that's supposed to avoid that. Yeah, I'm getting nada. Oh, there it goes. Maybe I'm just not making attention. Well, that could be me. Yeah, it may be dead. Then maybe I need a lot more water in there because that thing is bone dry. It's just worse water.
I ran it out more than.
Try that. I'm going to take this on myself. Yeah, it's starting to go up now. 0.2, 0.4. Come on.
For both? Yep.
So we're getting up to 0.3. It'll charge itself up now that it's got water in it. So these kind of cells here, with this mixture, you have to keep them wet to get them to work. We did a penny battery, and it's producing nothing now. We sealed it up good and tight to try and keep it wet, but it's not. I'm not getting anything out of it. Well, there we go. We're getting 0.2 volts. It's getting a little more. If I squeeze them together, I get some voltage out of it. If y'all have ever heard of the penny batteries, you can just look up penny batteries. There's a lot of videos on people that are doing those. You have to use the newer pennies. Then this is a little one that we just took a piece of aluminum wire, like what's in this bag here. It's like a 12 gauge aluminum wire, and took a 24 gauge copper wire, and we saturated a paper towel with the solution, wrapped it around there, and then we coiled the 24 gauge wire around it. And this was done about the same time as these, so this is from almost 2 weeks ago. And it's still producing a half a volt. So now there's going to be virtually no current, microamps of current with that, and virtually no wattage. There's another one we did, it's a copper end cap, a 1-inch pipe. We originally did it with aluminum, and I don't know what this growth is, so somebody can post in the comments what that is. But it looks like there's something growing out from the aluminum to the copper. And it's still producing a half a volt, or it was last time I checked. And it's dry. It's not, we haven't put any water in it. It's actually got like 0.4 volts. I'm probably not getting a good connection. But then I just stuck a piece of magnesium tape in there just for the fun of it. And with the magnesium tape, we get 1.25 volts. And you can actually get a voltage between the magnesium tape and the aluminum. It's kind of interesting for those people who are interested in this stuff. All right, so we moved from the aluminum to copper. Most of these, by the way, most of these coils, this is the kind of copper wire we use for these coils in here, except for the ones where you can see braided wire. See, I mean, it's just regular copper wire. This is the ground wire out of regular house wire. All right. Then we moved from the copper aluminum course to the magnesium core, which I don't have any of those here. Well, I got a piece over there actually. It's just this right here. It's just one of these. This is a 5/8 magnesium. You can get like 5 rods about this long, 5/8 in diameter. And you can see I just cut them off. I don't know if it comes out or not. And we just wrapped a towel around it, soaked in the solution. It's dried out. Let's see what we're getting out of that. And a copper end cap. And we're getting about 1.4 volts out of it. So it's dry as a bone, and it's still producing voltage. I think a lot of this has to do with the contact, how much contact these crystals are having with the metals. As to how much voltage or whether it's working or not. And that's probably the problem right here, because this can has a plastic coating on the inside. And so we probably need to sand the inside out, get that plastic coating out of the way before we put this together. When we first put it together, we were getting like a half a volt out of it, but it's not that much out now. All right, so we're going to cut here and then move over.